Hey everybody, AstroNerdBoy here. It is time for episode 67 of our roster review series.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
Yeah, that kind of happens to me a lot. Anyway, we are at 9.9 total collection power. And yeah, 10 million next week maybe. And as you see, we've got Papa Doom in the defense. I'm still using him in offense too. Not totally sure if he's better or if Mary Sue's better. I'll be honest, I really don't know. It just depends. It all depends on RNG. My goodness, if RNG happens, and we can talk about that more in a minute. If RNG happens though, in a positive way, well, it goes a lot better than with Mary Sue. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, that's the TCP power. Oh, last week, since I forgot to mention it, yeah, we were at 9.6. Or last episode. That was last week. So, yeah, there's been some pretty hefty growth. Mainly because I spent some gold and leveled up some characters. So we'll look at that in just a second here. So when it comes to the roster and stuff, of course I'm not working on her, but she's just in here. She's a convenient farm point to farm these pieces. So because that's basically all I farm. X Factor, I just took him to 65 today. We'll take him to 65 tomorrow. Next day him, next day her, and just keep leveling them up. They're going to be pretty good, so at least especially on war offense. So I'm going to go ahead and take them all the way up to 75 for sure. Gear 14. I've got plenty of mats to do that, so I should have. Well, I say that. I could be mistaken. I may not be able to take them all to Gear 14. I have not looked at all their Gear 13 pieces. So, I'll be honest. I don't know if I could take them all to Gear 14 or not. Maybe. There's some Gear 13 pieces that I'm way low on. There are some Gear 13 pieces that, you know, I can take them all to 15 if I want. But it just depends. I'd have to look. So, of course, Yelena, we're just doing the normal farming for her event, and then we're leveling up the arena team. One thing I discovered when I was doing my planning, and this was based off of what I experienced. Oh, and by the way, my first blue ISO character. But based on what I experienced in arena with a Doom Watch team, is that when Doom's ultimate went off, it was Gamora that just went nuts with 3 attacks. It was ugly. It was super ugly. And then it was game over. But I was experiencing not the same thing. So when I looked, I was like, oh my goodness, her damage is only 30,000 base. This is base. What makes her so badass, if you will, pardon the expression, is, you know, she gets to attack 3 times on her basic and do insane damage and all kinds of other stuff. This doesn't say she adds bleeds, but she does. This may be in the... Oh, it's empowered. Sorry. It's in the empowered. Yeah, there we go. So, you know, yeah, she does empowered. You know, she's still base 30 damage. It just... I don't know. I was surprised because Doom was going 3 times, and then she was going 2, sometimes 3 times, and I looked and it was like, wow, okay, I didn't realize her base damage was that high. No wonder everyone's trying to get her to max stars. I knew she was really good, but wow, she can just go ape as well. And so I did start trying to put some blue ISO into her, but the problem is we're not doing Doom Raid, so blue ISO, I had to rely on the stupid Shang-Chi event which, you know, it is what it is. So when I next level up, of course, I'll put gold into, not going to put gold into Mary Sue. She'll stay at 82, but I will go ahead and put gold into the Infinity Watch, Sisterhood, and Doom, since that's my current arena team. Now, like I said, when it comes, let's look at the arena real quick. So when it comes to the arena, the fights, I mean, it's a 700, I have a 704 powered, K powered team. So if I went up against, let's say this team right here, this should be like, and on paper, this should be a no-brainer. It would almost seem like. And I would say this, you know, I have like maybe a 75% chance to win at best, because the RNG factor is such that you just don't know. I mean, the first time I tried Doom on offense, I think I had like one fight where he won and the rest were losses. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this sucks. This really sucks. Defensively, because I'd started getting beaten back with Mary Sue in there. I was getting beaten back below 250. And so for the first time in a couple of days, I held below 250. So I was like, well, that's a win. At least there's that. But yeah, it's just a total, the arena is such a total RNG fest. I don't know what it is in a pure mirror match. It could still be an RNG fest there too, but I know that with Mary Sue Watch, which is Kestrel, it was definitely an RNG, and with Doom Watch, it's definitely an RNG. Now, today's deals with Doom have been a little bit, or yesterday's was a little bit better. Whenever I unlock Doom, I don't remember. It's I had like a couple wins and some losses, and one of them was against like over 100k punch down, so that ended up being pretty good. The second one was against a Mary Sue Watch team, so that was, when it comes to Doom Watch versus Mary Sue Watch, yeah, Doom Watch is gonna win. It just, you know, Mary Sue cannot handle it, because you target Mary Sue, she dies, and then you got Doom, and you know, it's pretty much game over after that. But where Doom is coming up short is like in some of the fights, they'll just dogpile Doom, and everyone gets to go at least once, and some characters twice, before Doom even gets a go. And that's even if they beat him down so that he gets on his, let's look at his kit real quick. So when this character or any Fantastic Four, well, that doesn't matter. If this character falls below, health falls below 50% health, grant them ability energy and fill their speed bar by 50%. On stun, clear all stun and apply slow to self. So the thing is that what I discovered is that even when this was being triggered, he still wasn't getting to go. Even if it filled up the speed bar to max, everyone else was still going. And so they could keep dogpiling him, even though, you know, he was already above 50%. He went to 100% with this plus 50%, and he was still being dogpiled. And you're going, wait, what? And then, so sometimes he would have enough blood debuffs and no heal, obviously, so that he couldn't do jack. And then he would just kill over and die. Or they would just kill him outright because they just kept dogpiling him. So I'd see him sitting at 100% turn meter and not going, because the rest of the Infinity Watches on both sides, you know, have to go at least once, maybe in some twice, before Doom would even get a turn. So it's almost like he's pathetically slow, even though he shouldn't be. Yeah, it's just amazing. And I'm guessing that has to be RNG. Because if you're at 75% and you push it by 50, that would put you over 100% RNG. The way, I mean, not RNG, 100% on the turn meter. If you're watching this on YouTube, correct me in the comments. Because in his ultimate, fill speed bar by 300% means at least, 2 to 3 turns, depending on where they are at in the speed bar. So the overage has to count. Has to. But maybe it's a queue. I don't know. I just don't understand what makes it decide when it gets to go or not. But when I've had good RNG where they've knocked him down below 50% and he can use his ultimate, he'll go at least 2, usually 3 times. And then Phyla Vel will go twice. And the reason she goes twice is usually because she's already gone once, maybe twice already. So before Doom even gets his first go, and that's with him getting the speed bar bonus. So yeah, it's been a real weird thing, I gotta tell you. But I am glad to have Doom. I'm glad to be over Dark Dimension 4. I have no desire to go back, even though I could do all the nodes in probably 1 turn, maybe 2 tops, except for node 12 and node 15. And I just don't feel like those 2 nodes are so bad, especially node 12. Node 12 is worse. I just have no desire, none. So I'm never going back. So let's look at the Blitz save squads, just to see what we're doing. So actually, this is on the first round. I was joking with my alliance, but I had a loss on the very first fight. Normally I don't. I mean, normally first fight in a Blitz is an auto win. I mean, it just is, because it just is. But in this case, nope. I got my butt handed to me. It was pretty shocking. So I don't know. I may need to put a tiny amount of resource into somebody. I really not with this lineup though. I just I don't know. I just put in 4 stars just so I could use it in like the red star blitzes where there's restrictions. But obviously I'm not working there. Yeah, not doing anything else on that one either. But it wins. Well, it actually I have it. It usually loses one on the second go round. They're just too weak. And it's not a full. I don't have a full skill military team here with her in there, but sometimes it wins. And I'd say it probably wins about 40% of the time when I'm dropping back from the 8 nodes, the tier 8 blitzers. And then usually by the time I drop back to 5, 6 or 5, this one seems to win. Just because it's low enough. And if it doesn't, this one for sure will. But at some point in time, I'll take these 2 smugs out and replace them with the rest of the team proper. Gear them up a little bit, and then shift them up to the sure win side. And speaking of the sure win side, there's the buffer. Still awful that that's as low as they are, but they almost always win. So, yeah, I really want to work on this team, but X Factor first. I'll be honest, X Factor first, and I'm 5 short of being able to unlock Adam Warlock. So, on Polaris. So I'm very happy about that. So this team wins. It's shocking, but it does. Probably because it's such the way the Blitz matchups work, it's not expecting someone with this on there and so it just totally throws it out of whack. So yeah, this team always wins. And on defense, if they get to me, this team obviously gets a lot of defensive wins. So there's a team I'm working on. Well, except for him. I'm not working on him. Although he got another red star today in my Orb video. So you can watch that. It won't be published as I speak of this until afterwards, but you can come back and catch. Episode 67, Orbs. Yeah, it's disgusting getting a 5th red star for him. I just like, seriously. But you go ahead and promote him up, and it's like, fine, whatever. He's just going to hang out. But yeah, this team's going to keep rocking and rolling and moving forward. Yeah, no changes anywhere here, other than Stark Tech, because we're still pushing the final. We're on level 24 to 23 of resistance for all the types. So I think I got like 2 more to get to 24 on everyone, like mutant and skill, I think. And then it'll be 5 more. So I've got like 7 more level ups in Stark Tech, and then I'll be maxed out in Stark Tech, and that will definitely be a good time. So Daffy, thank you. I hate when it does that. All right. Okay, so yeah, I haven't worked on them. I do have them on defense still. But again, a lot of times in wars, they haven't gotten down to me, so I just have not been able to see, putting Doom in here, how well it'll do. Now, what'll be interesting is the reworks that are going on where, Wolverine and Sabretooth, who, for all the Whales and Kraken alliances, they don't have them on any team. So, having to remove, him, well, that's okay, because right now I've got her removed. I'd put her back in. That's what I would do. So, still don't like this team because there's too many summoners in it, but it does still get my wins, so ultimately that's what matters. Yeah, I still would like to get this team leveled up more. I did put some more effort into Bishop for the raids. We're doing U7-3, and yeah, putting him up to 75 and gear 14 really helped. But that was the reason I may regret that is because of X Factor. So I just hope that, if someone on X Factor uses this, I'm still good, because I've got enough right now to take a character to gear 15, and I wasn't going to take Bishop to gear 15 ever, so 14 was going to be the max. So, yeah, I'd like to take the whole team to 14, to be honest, just for raids. But, yeah. Why did you come up? I don't know. My mouse is acting up. I apologize. It's really bad. I need to. I don't know. It's an old mouse. May need to get a new one. But yeah, I've thought about taking him out and putting Korath back in here. I think it's Korath. Whoever it is. And put him on the Doom team. I think there'd be better synergies. I'd get more points on this one, which I think is what I would want more than anything. So, ironic. Interestingly enough, this keeps creeping up on Black Order. Pretty wild how that happens. Be kind of cool if we could get him to 6 stars. It'd be cool if we could get him to 7 and her to 7, but you know, that's, yeah. Now that his rate up is dropped significantly in the orb that he's in, you know, it's disgusting. You're just not gonna get him unless you just get lucky in some other orb. They need to change out the raid orbs. When was the last time we had the raid orbs? When was the last time they got new characters? It's been a long time. They used to kind of rotate them fairly frequently, and they've gotten slacked off. And I think they've slacked off because they don't want to put in characters that would be helpful. But I digress. So there you go. That's it. That's the teams. Yay me. So yeah, I mean, really good progress. Really like what has been going on. Still a lot of stuff in this game I don't like that pisses me off and all that other fun stuff, but I don't know. I made it through Dark Dimension 4, so that's one less rage factor. I got my Doom. It just depends on how the arena goes. If I can stay below 250 in the arena, I'll be pretty placated. Oh, yeah, I guess one more thing I could talk about real quick. Not raids. I don't know. Do I want to make a video on this? Maybe, maybe not. But I do like, even though I'm not going to spend the money on this, I do like that Battle Pass objectives have totally changed. Now then, they're just ultra simplistic. You know, it's KOs on the RTA side and, you know, Blitz wins, whether sim or not. And so, you know, yeah, I mean, I'm making progress because I'm blitzing a lot. Mainly for the Shang-Chi event, but, you know, that aside, I mean, I could blitz fairly decently. I'm not necessarily looking to do the whole thing because, what do we get here? Like, I mean, the shards of him is fine, but, you know, a lot of this purple gear, just like, don't care about. The orange gear is okay. Don't need that. Don't need that. You know, see, I'm not getting that. So it's like, okay, that sucks. Some gear 15s that don't really need them, though. I mean, they're nice to have, you know. And it still pisses me off there's the have versus the have-nots. But there's really there's nothing for me to really want to still go out all hard. But it is kind of nice getting a little bit more loot tied to blitzing efforts. So that's kind of cool, I guess. But you know, the RTA loot is rubbish. I know they're hoping that by changing it up like they did, that more people will buy the Battle Pass. But, you know, because whales and krakens probably are not buying it because they don't need none of that. The only thing they need is maybe the silver promotion credits and the gold promotion credits. And there's not enough of them to maybe for $20. I don't know. They just, you know, they've already got the character at 7 stars. They don't need the purple gear. The orange gear, they probably don't need a whole lot of. They may need some, but, you know, I mean, it's probably not something that they're just really that hardcore about. So, but we'll see. I do like the change, though. We'll just leave it at that. That aside, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all the other stuff, and we'll see you in the next video.